Hello everyone, it's me, Danny from Danny with the Planny here on YouTube and on Instagram. I am here with a new video of me putting down stickers in my daily journal for the first half of January. I am using a Sterling ink daily planner. It is B6 size. She still has some in the shop if you are interested, but I am very excited to start my journey this year in this planner. I am using the Giving Girls freebie from her Black Friday sale. You can also purchase it, which I think is really cool. So if you're still interested in those, you can go to her shop and print them, get them. And I really loved the washi sheet that she had with the stars in the background. I thought that was such a clever idea, and I loved pulling that in and being able to tear wherever I wanted to create different scenes. I am using Bloom Paper Studios Terrible washi that with the scripts, and I also have Paper Trail Plans washi. It's not on washi paper, excuse me. It is on transparent mat, but it was the scripts as well. So I pulled in some black scripts and some gold strips. I thought gold would pair really well with this collection. There was kind of gold hues in the balloon looks kind of gold. So the balloon writing for that says Happy New Year is what I mean. So, and there was also like stars that she had in there too that were kind of gold. So I really loved how this turned out. It took me a while to get there. I want to also include space for me to mark how I'm doing on social media. I was doing that in my other daily journal for 2024. So I thought I'd continue to do that in this one as well. And I love that I was able to put in those fireworks. Oh, I did use the trick from Jess of Lustrous Plans with the clear backing of the washi paper. A lot of washi paper is on clear backing, and if you peel that off, then you can stack them on top of each other. Or when I say stack, like you can place down the clear backing and are able to then put stickers on top to kind of see where you want to place them. So I thought that was like so clever when I saw her do that, and just have been using it all the time now. So I going back to what I am planning on marking on the January setup, I was able to actually find some of the Giving Girls old bow boxes, I think they're called. It's been so long since I've used them, but I was obsessed with them for the longest time, and I have so many. But she did a donation for the Black Lives Matter, I think in 2020, and so I contributed to that, and you got a freebie, and it was these black bows on like in heart shape. So I remembered that I had those and pulled those in, and really adore how that turned out. You'll see here in a little bit. The fireworks that I'm using are from Letters to Apollo. She had some really beautiful ones that I pulled in, and then the stars are from Sadie stickers. They're just like little stars that I thought would add some nice deco and look kind of like a starry sky in the nighttime. So just wanted to pull those in as well. And these gilded, I forget exactly what they're called, but I fell in love with them in this spread. I felt like something was needed down there at the bottom and couldn't decide on what it was, and was looking through my stash of stuff and wanted to put this quote down there from the Giving Girls kit. And so I thought of putting the gold behind it, and because it was in black writing, so I thought it would really stand out if I put the gold behind it. So there are those boxes that I was talking about. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to incorporate them at first, and played around with different spots, but that's the nice thing about the backing, again, is that you can kind of use a template to see where you want to place the items. And I decided that was not the place, and so I moved them both to different locations, and I'm pleased that I moved them both because I think it turned out way better than what I was originally thinking. So yeah. Okay, so here I tore up some of the washi and put it up in the corner, and then also add some of the fireworks in the corners So it really stands out against that black backing, which again, I think was just so awesome that she included that as an option. And you can, again, pick those up from her anytime. All right, moving on to the other side, January 1st, I start off with the washi in the corners, and I decided I needed something in the middle there, but I didn't want it to go into the other side as much because I had already had a big, I took up a lot of space using that New Year's or Happy New Year section, so I didn't want to use too much of that. She had some stars, dangling stars that I wanted to incorporate, but I really wish there was more of them. And there was another sheet that I didn't get as a freebie and I could have purchased, but I did not. So there could have been more in that section, but yeah, so I decided to pull in some of Sadie's stickers. She had dangling stars, but they weren't long enough, so I did a little trick that I've done before where I add lined just dividers and I make them extended, and so I overlap the line of the star with the line of the divider, and it creates a longer dangle, I guess. That word is so weird. Okay, I use this trick from Cass of Sweet Like Honey Plans. She usually does stamps where she will do a stamp from down the side. I don't know if it's a trick, but I got inspired by her, I guess is what I'm saying. So I took the pictures that were on one of the sheets and I kind of did an outline down the side of the paper. I really like how that turned out. I was also thinking about she uses Panda Bird Designs corners, and I really wanted to kind of pull those in, but I just didn't feel like it fit as well as I wanted to, so I did leave those out, but I was able to pull in some fireworks to kind of add some foil to each of those picture frames or parts of those picture frames, and I do like how it turned out. But yeah, that was the tilted frames was kind of semi-inspired. Going up and down the page was semi-inspired by Cass. I'm bringing in some more of those gilded pieces. I think at this point I was starting to freak out because I realized they are no longer in Blue Paper Studio's shop, and so I was trying to sparingly use some extra from different parts of it. But yeah, I love how it turned out. I'm thankful I didn't have a lot of things going on the first because I did not have a lot of space to write things, but I'm so happy. I don't normally spend that much time on a spread like this. It usually goes a lot faster, and you'll see that in the next section. This is, I think it was the October mystery from Sadie Stickers. I use mostly her decorative kit. I get both the decorative and the kit, the weekly kit. However, I did pull in the deco and the journaling from the kit and the florals just to kind of make the spread last a little bit or go a little bit further, stretch a little bit further. And I honestly did have more that I could have done another day, but I also am wanting to use some other kits and collections as well. So I thought I would just kind of stop it where it is. But yes, this is gingerbread themed, and I have this thing. The last couple of years I've done like a gingerbread spread. My first week of January, that's not the New Year's kit. So I was like, I'm just going with tradition. I will continue with the gingerbread theme. And I loved this collection. It threw me off that it was gingerbread when I saw the mood board. And I love like that. It threw me off, and I really love the florals in this, and it had some really cute elements with the different gingerbreads and the houses. And I actually really love there's a mixer that is semi-copper looking that I really love and had to incorporate. So I started off using these doilies from Sadie Stickers. And then I remembered I had some doilies from Panda Bird Design that I pull in, and they were perfect for this spread because they have snowflakes on them, and just you'll see on the next page. But yeah, so what I tend to do in these pages is I will put things in the corners, like the top corners, and I will mirror the sides. So I'll do them on the opposite side. So underneath the January 2nd and the January 3rd, I'll put items there and then put something in the middle. And then again, down in the bottom, left and right corners of the full page. to kind of do like a back and forth on a page so that I have space for writing. And also, but then on the next page, I usually try to then reverse it so that I'm doing something in the middle of the spread in the corner, or the top middle spread. And then I will place things on the outer page. I don't know if I exactly do that, but see, yeah, I'm doing something at the bottom here, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I will do something on the outer edges, but that helps with the thickness of the spread if I rotate it back and forth, so that way it's not as, like, the corners don't have as much bulk, or the center of the spread doesn't, or the center of the book doesn't have as much. But I actually don't think I did that on this one. Like, I think I did. Yeah. So the other thing I mentioned, I flipped through of this on Instagram just to kind of show you before I started writing in what the final spread looked like. And I do have it saved if you're interested in just kind of seeing me talk through it after the fact. Is that I tend to go less on my first couple pages because I'm worried that I don't have enough deco. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll go back through and add more deco, and I actually do that in this spread. So if you're interested in seeing how I end up layering more of that, you can head over to my Instagram page, same name, Danny with a Planny. Yeah, so I have it saved on my highlights. So here I am trying my best to make it so that it folds in the crease so that it doesn't get too chunky. This is where I do the opposite of, like, what I was trying to say earlier is what I should have done on the last page, but I do put items in the middle on either side. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, but you'll see here in a second. It's hard to verbally talk through this. So see, I put it in the middle, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side, but then I put like torn washi at the top and the bottom so it's mirroring each other. And then we'll put some, like, another scene on the other side in the middle of the page so that, again, it's helping with the different thickness of the page so that it doesn't get so fat. I just started noticing that with my 2024 journal, is that I kept doing the same kind of layout, and it was getting so thick in the corners because I kept putting stickers there, and that makes sense. So yeah, learn to change it up. And I do start to think about this, looking at, again, Cass is a little bit of an inspiration in some of this because she's been doing the daily journals for a while, and she's my friend, so I always look to her for inspiration. So she looked on her page to get some different ideas of where to put some of the journaling stickers. Yeah, so just trying to create some more deco to add to that. Torn paper washi and florals. I felt like it was missing a little something up there in the corner, so I wanted to add some foil and that jar of, I think it was flour. And those gingerbreads, men and girl, were so cute, so I had to add them. I love this bottom washi. Alicia of Sadie Stickers did such an amazing job layering that I always want to include it. My only caveat to these are that you definitely have to put them where they're this way, like horizontal. You cannot place them vertically on a spread. I mean, I guess you could. It's just that the way she layers them, like that gingerbread house would be tilted sideways if you did it vertically. So it kind of lends more towards it having to be horizontal. Oh my gosh. And these little shelves that she included, I adore them so much. I think that it's such a cute little, I don't know, stack of adorableness. I think they're so fun, and I definitely incorporated all of the shelves that I could in this spread and added foil where I could. I really love pulling those in, and I think I used up a majority of my tacos for my rose gold, so I will have to be going back to Panda Bird Design and getting more. On this one, I end up, like later, I'll come back and add more to this side. I left it pretty blank, but yeah, I end up going back later after I filmed and was like, I think I need something more, and I had some stickers left over. So this, I was not sure how it was going to turn out. I took that long strip of washi that has some floral on the back, and I decided to kind of make it like crooked, because I knew that the shelf had taken up so much space on the right side that I needed to make whatever I was putting in the center go a little bit more onto the left page, so that it was taking up more space, because I also didn't put anything really in that right corner, or that left corner, excuse me, under January, was it say January 8th? Yeah, under January 8th. So I needed to kind of make up for that by putting something larger on the left side. So I used the apron to take up more space as well. And I will, when I place it down, I move it a little bit more towards the left page, the January 8th page, than I do the January 9th page. It was so fun layering all these different pieces. I absolutely love it. And putting the alcohol ink swatches behind and some of the florals really didn't make it so super noticeable that you use just this washi strip. By layering all these different pieces, it just kind of looks like one big sticker, in my opinion. So I really loved how that turned out. I keep saying that. Sometimes I don't, I will put one down. I will say probably that first page is not my favorite I like different elements of it, but it's not my favorite of all of the different spreads that I did for this collection. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, I did a really good job. And then other times I'm like, I could have done better. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. If you feel that way sometimes when doing these daily journals, let me know below that I'm not alone. But these shells, I absolutely adore how cute they are, and just a fun deco piece. Oh, those snowflakes that I have are from Sadie Stickers. They are actually in glossy paper, which isn't my favorite to use, but I'm using this journal to use up some more of my older items. I also bring in new items, and just to kind of have fun with creativity and being a little bit more current, and to help motivate me to do better with journaling. That was a goal at the end of the year last year, was to be better about journaling and to help a little bit with some of my anxiety that I was feeling. And it has helped, so I want to keep up with it this year. And I think that making the pages pretty help me do that and accomplish that. So that's why I want to continue that for this year. And I will say today is the 2nd of January when I am doing this voiceover, and I write in it every night at the end of the day, and I wrote in it for the first time last night, and it the paper was such very, very nice quality. I think the one that I was using before was just kind of definitely not as high quality, so I am super excited for this year and having one that is dedicated to journaling and putting my memories down in writing, and each day is already marked out instead of me writing it in, which that is also something that changed when I was doing this, or something that I had to figure out, because in my 2024 daily journal, I had to leave space for me to write in the date. So I was writing December 25th, 2024. So I had to leave space for each of those dates. But this one I don't. It's up at the top, so I don't have to worry about that as much. But also I was using, in my 2024, the page all the way to the top. So that is a little bit different. So I had to figure out where I was wanting to cut off. If I wanted to go up above the line where the date is, and then also use the bottom half, and I decided that I did. It's a personal preference. I think like I saw Cass using hers, where she does cut it off pretty much around the border that is created for you where the grids are. So I think it's just a personal choice. I don't know if she sometimes cuts it off at the end of the page or she always tries to keep it within the grid. But I personally like going all the way to the edge of the page just because it's a little bit easier to cut it off. I can use my scissors versus having to pull out my X-Acto knife. But that's just a me being lazy thing, I think. But yeah, so I also pushed things to the center, and I had a really hard time with this torn paper washi getting it into the middle. Good thing it sped up and you couldn't see my full-on struggle that I had trying to get that down. I realized like halfway through, if you could see the rest of my desk, it is a disaster when I'm doing these things, and I have the hardest time finding stickers. But underneath all of them, I was looking through and I found the edges, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't used this whole page. So I definitely incorporated them in it's like corners and edges. On that page, I used the corners, and I still didn't use the full page, even towards the end. So anyways, I just thought that was like, oh, wow, I have a whole page that I haven't even noticed. Because I am a disaster when I'm planning. But I think that's part of the creative process, right? Like, I don't know of too many people that are super organized while they are planning in the middle of it. And I don't, like, again, this is sped up, so you probably can't tell, but half the time I'm literally just tossing the sheet off to the side after I've gotten the sticker off, and Lord only knows where it lands. So, I mean, half the time I am tossing it off to the side with my left hand, so it ends up on the left side of me, but I do try to keep like my foiled items in like one location, so when I'm looking for foiled things, I can pick them up and then put my other pages to the left side of me. I try to keep it organized, but I do know that it only sometimes lasts. So I was just trying to think of what is going on, because I've just rambled off a bunch of things and haven't really been talking about the stickers on the page. Yeah, trying to incorporate some more of those Sadie stickers, snowflakes, because I did have them in the first couple. Oh, this sheet from the Pretty Pinko I adored, and that was something I discovered like after the first couple days. I finally looked through my winter foil collection, and that's where I saw the panda bird design, tacos, the gathered layers. She did that. I don't think I mentioned this. She did that with Ray of Gathered Plans. That was a collab with her. But the foliage collection from the Pretty Pinko was in her advent last year, and this is the first time I'm using it, and I love it. It has little dots and snowflakes in between the sections, and so I was able to pull that in to add a little bit of sparkle foil elements throughout when their items weren't foiled from the kit. And I think it went really well with Sadie stickers. She sometimes does like little dots to do her florals or to accent something, and so I was able to replicate that with the little dots and also some of the snowflakes. So here I am. This is what I have left. See, there's that edge page that I did not use very much of, but yeah, so that will do it for me for this one. I'm hoping to film more of these. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I thank you so much for watching with me. Here is a little flip through of all the pages that I did. I did it through January 1st through January 13th, and I really do appreciate you guys watching and hope that you all have a good rest of your day. I'm going to leave it here and let you guys listen to some music as you see my little flip through of those days. Bye guys.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls. Next day you hit me back like nothing happened at all. What about all the things you used to say to me? This ain't the way it's supposed to be. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way. No, I've been running, can't catch up. Oh love, what I won't do. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. All of the times I've been there, times I came through, I'd meet you anywhere if it brought me closer to you. Distance is killing me, you make it so hard. Won't you let me love you, babe? Used to be optimistic, these days I just don't know. Pick a fence in the valley, I hope it's losing its hold. You know them other girls won't love you like I do. Can't afford to give up on you. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. Here are some other videos you can watch. Hope you enjoy!